Welcome back, everybody, to the Cirque Show 24/7. This is episode 3 of Arrow, entitled Lone Gunmen. So let's get right into it.
Nobody can know my secret.
All right, guys. Like as you can tell, I'm doing this by myself today. My co-host, she's feeling under the weather right now, so hopefully she gets like a speedy recovery. Hopefully she can be back in like a week or so. But on with the show. Episode 3, Lone Gunman. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite episode out of the 3. It didn't have a lot of action in it. I didn't really like the story, like the main storyline and stuff. I mean, the only thing I really enjoyed was like, and for every episode, like the one thing that's always stood out to me was like the flashback scenes and stuff with Ollie and how he like became Arrow, or how he was stuck on the island. Like the flashback stuff, are always like a standout thing for me. I always enjoy them. We didn't get too much of it today, which I was kind of upset about because I was really looking forward to after last episode where we saw him get shot with the arrow. I wanted to see more about that. I really wanted to see more about that. We only got a little like hint of it. So you know, hopefully like next week we get more, because that storyline with just him and that other guy, he might be like Asian or Chinese or something with the beard, the arrow guy. It seems like he's been there for a while, and he keeps telling Oliver that like he can die, like people will kill him. So I don't know who he's talking about. Hopefully we find out like next episode, like who are these other people that this man or this other, archer guy is talking about, because he's talking about like Oliver's not going to survive if he keeps running away from him. He's like, you're going to die. They're going to kill you. So I want to know who they're talking about. Another thing that kind of like stood out to me was the introduction of Deadshot. Now he's a very like, I say a semi-popular character in the comics and in the DC universe community, and I like him. I like him. I don't know too much about him, but I like him. Another thing, with his character in this episode, like the guy who played him, he was terrific. He was good, but we didn't get a lot of him. You know what I mean? They focused so much on like this random like storyline that it just didn't give Deadshot enough time to develop and just see more of him, because I would have liked to see just a little bit more of him, maybe just like a kind of a backstory, or just him doing a little bit more kills and just him preparing. I mean, you do get to see him like tattoo the names of his victims on his stuff, which was cool and stuff, but I feel like they could have gave us a little bit more of him, because he seemed like he was a very interesting character, and he could have been a character that could have came on for future episodes, but they killed him right off. So, I think they kind of, blew their load on that one, like just a little bit too fast. Like he could have been a recurring character for Arrow, so I don't know. That just didn't sit too well with me. But I mean, maybe he didn't die. He did get shot in the eye, but people get shot in the eye all the time and people survive. So maybe he didn't die, but only time will tell. But I think they killed him off. So if they did, I think that was a stupid move. Other than that, like I say, it wasn't that important of an episode to me. It wasn't, at least. The plot didn't really stick with me. The only thing that really like stuck with me was like the backstory, the Deadshot part, and I really like the dynamic between Oliver and his bodyguard, the guy who's supposed to be protecting him. I like that like dynamic that they have, because you see Oliver's always trying to be one up on him, but the bodyguard, he is smart, so it's hard to kind of get him, but Oliver always comes out on top. So I really do like that dynamic that they have. Another thing that I really enjoy is that you do see that Oliver, he ends up saving his bodyguard at the end, and he reveals to his bodyguard that he is Green Arrow. And that's what I said in like I think the last review, that hopefully that the bodyguard will find out. I was hoping that the bodyguard will find out on his own and not Oliver reveal it to him, but he still found out. So I'm excited about that. Maybe he can be like a sidekick to Oliver or something. Maybe he can help Oliver out, because as these episodes keep progressing, you see that the targets and the people that Oliver's trying to stop are getting a little bit harder. So maybe, you know, his bodyguard can, you know, help him out a little bit. Another thing that happened was, you know, Oliver found out about, you know, his ex-girlfriend and his best girl. I mean, his ex-girlfriend and his best friend. You know, they had a thing while he was gone, but you know, he was cool about it, and I think he probably been a little broken up by it, but I think he understood, so he couldn't get mad. So that was good. But you know, stuff like that, I didn't really care too much about, like that whole like love triangle plotline. I didn't care too much about the sister, you know, like, you know, renegading and, you know, doing her own thing and not paying attention to nobody, and shunning, you know, Oliver away and saying that he's not really being a brother to her, and you know, like I didn't really care about none of that stuff for some reason. I don't know why. Like this episode, it just didn't, you know, it just didn't stick with me that much. Maybe because it was slow paced and stuff. I don't know. Maybe because the stuff that I did like, they didn't show a lot, but it was still a decent episode. Wasn't my favorite, but it was still decent. Please like this video, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought. What was your favorite part of this episode? What are you looking forward to next week's episode? And you know, as always, guys, this is the Cirque Show 24/7. Be easy.